My name is Jamie Page. I have a wife, her name is Holly Page. We have a daughter, Tegan. We moved here for business. I'm in the restaurant industry, in the food service business. We own some Zaxby's restaurants. We get a P&L statement every single month, basically letting us know how we've done. That's the business profit and loss statement. In a good business, right out of the gate, you're going to be happy with just a profit. And that's what happened the first two periods, just kind of rocking along, did real good. Started going to Daystar pretty quickly after we moved here. We love the church, and luckily we kind of moved into the church. And then a couple of series later, he did Breaking the Bank. Pastor Allen was talking about doing more, being generous, living generously. Holly and I, we've been married 9 years. We've never struggled with tithing. That's just been something we've been always able to do. It doesn't mean we've always had money. If you would have came into our first home when we first got married, you would have thought we were robbed. We had nothing. But we'd always tithe. We'd always knew that it was God's money and not ours. And He just letting us, borrow some of it, really. And that's the way we lived our lives. The last 2 years, financially, God's been so generous to us, to our family. I'm sitting there in the Breaking the Bank series, and my heart was just being conviction of doing more, not being selfish with what God's given me. And I couldn't come up with a number, and we were thinking about a tithe change, 10%, that's what we were doing. The number 15% just pops in my head, and it was almost an audible, that's what you need to do. So I tell Holly, and she does it, and we don't think twice about it. Well, the third period, P&L comes back for our store about 3 weeks after we start our tithe change, and the profit and loss statement went from about 5.8% to 15.2%. And I think it was just God really just wanting to show off and say that you'll never outgive me, son. You'll never be able to do more than I can do for you. God speaks to us in all different types of ways. There's times where He'll speak and say, you need to go do this, you need to be an intercessor, you need to call this friend. And there's sometimes it's not quite as audible, it's just, it's kind of subtle, That was out loud that day. I'm sitting there, I'm holding that P&L, and I'm thinking, wow, this has got to be shared with everybody. And God just continues to use our lives as a kind of like a showing people that I can do a lot with a little. My name is Jamie Page, and this is my story.